Hey everyone, Casey Scanlon here. Going to give you a quick recap of our St. Lawrence River Bassmaster Open tournament. We just finished up that derby and now we're back in Missouri, and a lot of regrets in this event. St. Lawrence River is a fantastic fishery. It's one of the best smallmouth fisheries on the planet. They're big in there and you need big weights to compete. And I was catching that in practice and the fish just kind of let me down in the tournament. But throughout the 5 days of practice, the deep bite was inconsistent for me. Typically the bigger fish live down by the lake. I don't have a lot of confidence down there personally. When I went down there and practiced, there was a lot of boats and it's a long ways away. I had a really late boat draw. I was second to last boat out the first day of the tournament. So I knew going down there, if I had a bad boat draw, I might be in trouble, and there might make a long run, and there might be somebody on your spot. So I chose to stay a little bit closer. I had a good practice fishing shallow, saw a lot of fish. When I'd reel one in or get in an area that had some in it, you'd see multiple fish, sometimes, 20, 10, 20 fish in a pack. So there was a lot of fish up shallow, a lot of fish in that mid-range depth, and I was catching them on a lot of the things that I like to do there. Fishing visible structure, fishing shallow, current breaks, and the fish were biting in practice. I had some shallow stuff found, some deep stuff found, and some in-between stuff as well. So I felt well prepared for the tournament. And then, basically weighed in 15 pounds a day. I had, and that doesn't cut it there. This is a lake where, limits don't do you any good. You got to have 20 pounds plus to compete. I think it took 18 something to get a check in this event. I had that hooked up. Smallmouth are hard to get in the boat sometimes, but, they were biting. It didn't matter if I was throwing a drop shot, a chatterbait, a swim bait. They were biting funny for me. Saw a lot of good fish, hooked up with quite a few good fish that came off, had one or two break me off, a lot of zebra mussels down there as well. And you're fishing with light lines, so that's gonna happen every once in a while. But, it was not the event that I was looking for. I didn't get the bites that I expected. If I would have landed everything that bit, I probably would have had 20 pounds a day, but I did not do that. I didn't get half the bites that I expected in the tournament. And a lot of the places that I showed up to fish, the fish weren't there. They had moved. So it wasn't quite what I was expecting, but the shallow bite was real fun leading up to the tournament. The second day of the Derby, I had some really good bites shallow and caught all my weight up shallow as well. But chatterbait was the deal. 1/2 ounce jackhammer, green pumpkin, and I was throwing a Tackle HD minnow fluke on the back. I think this is a little Strike King deal, but I was trimming both of those baits up. It really didn't seem to matter which one. You just wanted a compact, small bait without a lot of action. They were chasing this thing down. In practice, they were choking it, and of course in the tournament, they were missing it a little bit. Had a lot of them come up short. A lot of big fish follow it to the boat, so some missed opportunities on that. For fishing some of these deeper current breaks, fishing some seawalls, I was doing several different drifts. And what I mean by drifting is there's a lot of current on the St. Lawrence, and you get in that current and you kind of drift your bait with the speed of that current. I was using a drop shot hook by Hayabusa. I believe this is a number 2 DSR, I'm gonna say 132 HD. So it's their drop shot hook. It's the heavy duty version. It's a stout hook and killer on smallmouth. I was fishing this just on the deeper fish, using my Garmin live scope, pitching it out there to them and hoping to bring it past them in the current. So caught some good wave fish on this, lost a few. I was playing one out and kind of changed directions on it, pulled the hook, which was totally my fault, and broke another one off that would have been a big help. But zebra mussels, smallmouth, sometimes you can pretty much just count on losing a few. So and then the other bait, since they were biting the chatterbait or jackhammer short, I switched up, started using a swim bait, especially on day one. It was a lot sunnier, a lot calmer, flatter conditions. And I was throwing 3/16 ounce jig head made by my buddy Michael Simonton, and that has a Hayabusa hook in it. I believe it's a 2/0 hook. And then, it was just a perch colored bait. And that's, again, my buddy Michael Simonton makes these baits. Venture Lures is the name. Pretty cool lure, has a lot of kick to it. And I was just swimming that around. All of these on 6-gill Dreadnought reels. The drag system, if you can hear that, the drag system is super important on spinning reels in general, but when you're fishing smallmouth. Those smallmouth make big runs at the boat, and you're using light lines. So if you don't have a good drag, you're gonna break some of those fish off, and you're gonna lose some of them when you're playing them to the boat. So Dreadnought reel by 6-gill, awesome reel, very affordable. They have a lot of good sales. Check out 6-gill, great company. 6-gill rods as well. This was a 7.2 Cypress. This is one that I've been using on my bait casting equipment for quite a while, but it's this 7.2 medium spinning rod is new to me. It's a great rod, a lot of backbone. Good tip to it, real stout rod, but great all-around rod. I got 2 of those, definitely like that one. The 7.2 medium light was what I chose for the drop shotting. I've got 10-pound and 15 and 20 pound braided line attached to a 10-pound leader on both of those. And then with the jackhammer, I used my favorite chatterbait rod, and that's the Scythe 7.3 medium heavy, perfect chatterbait rod, got a good tip on it. 17-pound Bass Pro Shops fluorocarbon on that, and a 7 1-to-1 Wraith reel on that. The Wraith reels have the ceramic bearings. You can launch a cast. I love that about it. The 6-gill rods and reels rather, are the furthest casting reels that I've ever used. In clear water, in smallmouth, that really helps. Getting a bait out away from the boat a long ways can get you a lot more bites. And those fish were tracking the bait down a lot. So getting it out there and giving them time to find it and chase it down was really key. So and the 7 1-to-1 gear ratio is always what I use. Something in that 7 range is perfect for that chatterbait. You can wind it fast. You can also wind it slow, and when they get the bait and start running at you, you can catch up to them and get them in the boat. So that was pretty much my St. Lawrence Derby. Not what I wanted, not what I expected, but great fishery, fun time. And the next couple of events, I believe, are gonna be right in my wheelhouse. We got one of them here at home at Lake of the Ozarks, and then following that up, I've got another event at Lake of the Ozarks, the Toyota Series. So we got a Bassmaster Open, followed up by a Toyota Series, both at home, both at my favorite time of year. So doing a little prep work right now, getting ready for those, and I hope to give you a better report or update after those tournaments, and hopefully be holding the trophy up after one of them. So stay tuned for the next tournament. I believe it is at Watts Bar in Tennessee. Never been there. Looking forward to it. The Bassmaster Open season continues. I think I got 3 more events, so gotta have stellar finishes in those events, and that's what we plan on doing. So we'll see you guys later.